the Crypto Doe Show. And today we are talking about XRP. I am super excited about this one. XRP, if you guys don't know, yesterday they got an approval for the ETFs for Canary. Now, as you guys know, the government just recently, or they're in the process of becoming open again. I told you guys that the ETF was slowed down. It was supposed to be in October. We're supposed to have many of ETF approved. The way I see it is the shutdown kind of slowed the process down, right? The shutdown slowed the process down. So with the process being slowed down, as far as litigation, everything was put on pause. Everything was put on pause. Now that we're in the steps of actually getting things back open, Canary Group ETF just approved, or the government just approved, or the SEC just approved XRP ETF. It's going to be considered XRPC, so XRP and Canary Group. I wonder how many ETFs will be approved in November. I have a bull market. I still believe that we're in a bull market. I don't care what anybody says. According to the charts, we're still in a bull market, especially for altcoins. I think it's about to be altcoin season. All altcoin is going to begin to pump from now until, because I looked at different altcoins and I said, yeah, these things are happening. So it's going to pump from now until it's going to go into the December pump. Um, Jam Jess JK said Algorand went quantum. Don't miss it. Oh yeah, I've been on Algorand. All the ISOs I own. You don't need to own all of them, right? But I own XRP, I own XLM, I own IOTA, I own Algorand, I own HBAR. So pick your poison, but you can't go wrong. Not financial advice, but you can't go wrong with an ISO. You cannot go wrong with an ISO. So let's get into the Canary Group. I wanted to read something from the Canary Group. Canary Capital spot XRP, and this is a spot. This is a spot XRP. If this is your first time here, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, help me get to 10,000 subs. That's my goal for this year. Now, this is from CCN, and it's titled Canary Capital's spot ETF trading starts tomorrow. Today is November 12th, right? First of all, let me do my intro. Um, Welcome on into another episode of the Crypto Doe channel. I'm Crypto Doe, here to share everything I know with you guys, so together we can go further than Wells Fargo. Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. That's all I ask. Let's get into it. Canary Capital spot XRP ETF trading starts tomorrow. Here's how to get in before everyone else does. Now, according to the market, let me check. I got a computer right in front of me. So let me check our coin market cap. Let me check coin market cap and give you the current price of XRP, which the market right now, as far as fear, we're in 26. So we're in some form of, it was 29 the other day, it went down to 26. So we're in some form of fear in the market, but this is what I like to buy, right? And also, according to the Google search, no one is searching crypto or Bitcoin or how to get into crypto. That's at an all-time low. So this is when I like to buy now, right? I like to do the opposite of what's going on, right? I figure that's just my thing. I figured out that when people are talking about it, that's when you sell. When people aren't talking about it, that's when you buy. K Outdoor said hello. What's going on? Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. That's all I ask. So the current price for XRP, number 4. The current price is $2.35. The current price is $2.35. In 24 hours, it's down 2%. We got all the way up 24 hours is $2.35. We got up to $2.45. So I think it's going to retest the breakout point, and then we're going to probably bounce back up. Abraham said, "What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. That's all I ask. That's how you pay me forward." So now let's continue with the Canary, right? Let me see. In a week, first before I continue, in a week it is down 6.6%, 0.63%. In a month is down 10%. In a year is up 228%. I like to zoom out sometime. I like to zoom out sometime. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. And this is, once again, I give credit when credit's due. This is from CCN, not CNN, CCN. Moga Moga said, "Hello, what's going on? Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel." Okay, so these are the key takeaways. Canary Capital Spot XRP ETF begins trading on November 13th, which is tomorrow, giving us investors regulatory exposure to XRP without using crypto exchanges or wallets. So people don't, okay, for beginners, if you don't know what an ETF is, it's basically, it's not you directly owning XRP. You have something called exposure. So it's basically an exposure file that is more safe, less risk. You don't own the actual asset, but you have representation of the assets. I believe that whoever created the ETF, that's who's going to benefit the most, because they can have a spot price and they can go in and out the markets all day long. They can say, hey, this is the current price. We bought it for this. It could dip down lower. They still selling it for the price that they stated. And I think they get to change the price every 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken, right? Lucas said, "Hey, new viewer and follower. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the like. I appreciate the love." Ansfer, and if I butchered your name, my apologies. Said, "Howdy. How you doing? How you doing?" Official Shiloh VR said, "Hello. What's going on?" I'm doing good. How you feeling? How you guys feeling? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feeling. Okay, so another thing that we have, ticker symbol is going to be XRPC, which is expected on the NASDAQ with an annual management fee of 0.50, a custody by licensed digital asset institution, right? Buying is simply through a major broker such as Fidelity, Schwab, that's Charles Schwab basically, or Robinhood. Search XRPC, that's the ticker symbol, XRPC. Use limit orders and monitor liquidity in early sessions. Risk maintain high. XRP price volatility potentially tracking differences and evolving crypto regulations can still impact returns despite the ETF's client structure. Okay. Doe said, "Hey, what's going on? What's good? What's good?" Softbird said, "What's good? What's going on, people?" Smash that like button. Let me know where y'all from in here, what cryptos you guys own. Are you excited about the XRP ETF? And let me know who you think is next. Remember, XRP, check out my post. XRP is supposed to have, I think, the highest amount of ETF proposals. So I think it's like 13 through 16 ETF proposals. So think about the inflow of money that's going to come into it. And this is all by institutional money. This isn't even retail money. I think retail is out of the market, right? This is big money, big money. Canary Capital is set to launch the first spot XRP ETF in the United States. The fund expected to begin trading November 13th on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol XPRC. Will offer investors direct exposure to XRP through a regulated market structure. The management fee is projected at 0.50 annual with a leading custodian providing secure digital assets. I'm not reading all of this article. I'm just going to read some of it. The launch marks a new milestone for digital asset investment products following the success of spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs early in 2025. For many investors, it represents the next stage in mainstream crypto adoption. I am super excited. I've been holding XRP since 2019. So, and it's something that I plan on stockpiling. I'm in XRP for the long term. I sold a little bit of my XRP to buy other ISOs and other small cap technologies and small cap cryptos that I'm proud of. So, but the majority of my XRP, I'm not selling right now. Maybe in 5, 10 years, I think about selling, but why would I go? I may borrow against my XRP. Same thing people doing with Bitcoin and Ethereum or stocks, for instance. Look at Elon Musk, look at everybody in the stock market, the Warren Buffett. They don't actually sell their stock. They actually borrow against their stock. So I treat XRP as the same thing. I'm a borrow against it. It's no point of selling it because in 20 years, XRP could be $1,000. In 20 years, in 10 years, XRP could be $589. So why would I sell it now? It doesn't make sense. Now, if I need liquidity and if I need money, I'm just going to borrow against the asset, right? It's called collateral, right? Or if you want to know the financial term, it would be considered leverage. Okay, Ashford said, do you think it'll move the XRP price once the ETF go live tomorrow? This is what I know about news. XRP probably is going to dump off of it, right? And the reason why I say this is, have you noticed that any major announcement XRP had, the news is like some news can be bullish catalysts, and this is positive news for the space. But they don't want you to own XRP and or have access to it. They don't. They want to shake you out of it. This is why the news channels only mention Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana. Why don't they mention XRP when XRP does business with everybody? Everybody. They're cross-border kings. They have a cousin called XLM. Most of the coders that coded XRP coded Bitcoin. You get it? So I don't understand why. Well, I kind of do understand. It's called they don't want you to have it. So to answer your question is 9 times out of 10, every bullish news that I see with XRP, the price dips. And to me, I look at the news as when the price dips, if you then you accumulate as much XRP as you would like, it's a perfect time to buy. Not financial advice. I have this year XRP going up to at least $4 to $10 this year. This let's not say this year, right? Let me say this cycle. Because it look as if we're gonna have an extended cycle. We're looking at Q1, Q2. Because the Clarity Act won't even get passed until December. Altcoin season won't pump. They're gonna pump into December. They may finish in January, February, you know? So those are the things you have to pay attention to. Just giving you guys a quick update. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about XRP. Do you actually own XRP? And are you excited for it? And let me know what ETF do you think will be approved next. On that note, this is Crypto Doe once again. Put on your seatbelt. It is damn near time to take off.